All right, guys, welcome back. We are currently on the way to the gym. It's a lower day today. Oh, hold on. Ella's saying goodbye to me. What's up, Elle? Yeah, I'll close it. I'm gonna close my garage door. She's on the way to work, and I'm on the way to the gym. So, anyways, welcome back. So today's freezing fucking cold. It's 20 degrees. And yeah, I'm chilly. So, anyways, it's a leg day. Really excited. Really like the leg days. I just, I don't know. I said this, I think, in my first video, like it's the first one I've ever filmed. The video prior to the one I just filmed, I think I talked about this in my last upper day. But like lower days, I have like a purpose. I don't know. I feel very motivated to train lower body. So very excited to go do this. It's SLDL and leg press that I've been really loving. I don't know. They're just two of my favorite exercises right now. I just really love progressing on them. So I look forward to every single session. Wow, that sun is bright. Holy moly, it's exposing how white I am. But yeah, I guess like some thoughts going into the session before obviously I train, because I want to talk to you guys a little bit. I've been seeing a lot of people complaining about, I think right now it's TikTok is where most people complain about, where they're just like, I'm not getting any views. Because, you know, the fitness niche has been saturated for a really long time, but I think it's probably the most saturated it's ever been. But the good news is, you know, fitness kind of comes and goes in terms like of waves of popularity. And right now, I think the science-based niche and content around science-based stuff is not as popular. I guess I should say this. Ideas that are not popularized by already established creators on TikTok, like if it's not coming from Chris Beardsley himself, or if it's not really polarizing, people don't really care. So I think the issue is people are, you know, starting to not just talk about what Chris Beardsley says, or maybe even if they are, they're not very popular and nobody cares, right? So it kind of sucks, right? It sucks if you want to talk about science-based stuff, or you want to try to talk about things that could be potentially, you know, interesting or beneficial to somebody's training. But at the end of the day, you got to adapt, right? You got to find a way to stand out. You got to keep making content, find ways to get views, engagement, obviously without being a douchebag, right? Without being, you know, a loser who just rage baits everyone. But like at the same time, you have to adapt and find new ways to make content. And it's not like you can't just immediately know exactly what is gonna get views, right? Like there are some times where you have to experiment, right? I'm experimenting with TikTok. I mean, Instagram, honestly, I don't really care about like views too much on Instagram. I can get them sometimes with, you know, certain videos, but at the end of the day, my goal with Instagram and TikTok is to continue, you know, building my coaching. And it's working, right? So I don't necessarily need to change too much with how I do things there, but I can always, you know, improve my ability to get views. And I'm always kind of looking at things that are, you know, popping off, things that aren't, and just kind of making content based around what I think people, you know, want to know, or, you know, based on what I know is going to get views. So obviously, like I said, don't be a rage baiter just so you can get some views. But obviously that does work. But anyways, I think the thing is, I think TNF said this at one point, and although I do agree to an extent where, you know, it is really hard to get views, I will say, you know, even though the fitness niche is saturated, it's saturated with people who put out slop. So the thing is, if you can find a way to make content that is not slop, you can probably get, you know, decent views, decent engagement, and build yourself a nice little comfy personal brand. But at the same time, if, you know, you do put out slop and your content sucks, yeah, you're gonna get like no views, bro. You're gonna get nothing. And that just kind of tells you, like, your content, if it's not going anywhere, that tells you you're doing something wrong, right? So when I look at TikTok, I'm like, okay, I'm doing something wrong here. Because clearly my views have plummeted. So I clearly have not adapted, but I'm not going to give up and be like, oh no, I can't, you know, I'm dead, my account's dead. That's what losers do. They just tell themselves their account is dead. But the truth is, you can always revive it, right? If you blew up one time, you can blow up again. Put it that way. So my goal with TikTok is I got to find a way to revive it. I got to find the content people want to see there. I know what content people want to see on Instagram. YouTube, I have no idea what the fuck you guys want. So I'm just kind of, you know, here. But like, yeah, with TikTok, it's definitely changed. So it's not that, you know, everyone's accounts are dead. It's just people don't want to see the same shit you were talking about, you know, months ago. They want to see new things. And unfortunately, with science-based stuff, we keep kind of going in circles and it gets boring, right? So people are just like, I don't care anymore. So that's kind of where we're at with TikTok content. And I think that's where most creators are at, where they're just kind of scratching their heads going like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So we're all in this together. We're all in this together, unless you're like, you know, already really, really popular, have 100,000 followers, or if you're Yo, which if you guys don't know who Yo Talks is on TikTok, he's really popular. Mainly because I think his content was based around two things, right? Like he was bringing, you know, light to some of Chris Beardsley's stuff, and then some of his other stuff was built off of, sorry, I'm grabbing I realized I left one of my little earbuds in here instead of my case. Anyways, but he popularized a lot of Chris Beardsley's stuff on TikTok, made it digestible, and then he did a bunch of reaction-based content, which honestly I might have to do some of that, which I don't know if I like reaction-based content. We'll have to see if I can do it in a way that feels not dirty, because it's like almost like using popular people for views, but it does work to an extent. So I don't know, maybe we play around with that, but maybe we don't. Either way, we're here. It's time. We train legs. I honestly just want to go train. I don't want to spend too much time here sitting talking, because I had to wait 40 something minutes for my iPhone to back up so I could actually record this video and also post a YouTube video that was late and overdue because I spent so long trying to back it up. So anyways, let's go hit legs. As I said, we're training, you know, big 2 movements for the day, SLDL, leg press, and then we'll do some, you know, other things for, you know, other muscles. But I'll take you guys along with me, and we'll get through this leg session. So let's go train. Alright, so as you might be able to tell based on the change in my fit, it is technically a new day. So, I was going to end off the video yesterday. I had a clip for it and everything, right? But unfortunately, the sound quality was so bad, it was like literally unusable. So, I am technically on another training session today, and I was actually considering just filming this because I am at a new gym. So this is a kind of a family-owned thing. I originally didn't even know it was actual good gym, because the first pictures that you see like that are marketed are like the amenities that are like, you know, like a pool, a sauna, and all this other things. And me personally, I don't really give a fuck about that. Like, I care about the equipment. And I just wrote it off immediately without even looking at the gym equipment like an idiot, because I thought it was like one of those centers where it is just like a pool, like a sauna and stuff like that. So I thought that was the main thing. And usually when you find things like that, usually the equipment sucks. But lo and behold, I'm scrolling a little bit, right? I just got curious again, found this gym again, looked at it, looked at the equipment, and actually looked at it. And lo and behold, I see a Strive machine. I'm like, Strive. So I look at the distance, 30 minutes away from my house. I look at the membership cost. You pay for the amenities that you want. It's $10.95 a month, I think, at a base price if you just do the gym. So, yeah, I'm here, and it is 24/7, so I can go here whenever I want, I guess. And I have a 5-day trial to give it a try. So, obviously, I can't just walk in with my 5-day trial, 24/7, because I have to come in when there's a person in here. But they have staffs from like 5 to 10, or 7 to 10. So I literally can come wherever, like pretty much whenever. I'm not going to be coming here at midnight, or like 2 a.m. So anyways, I am super stoked to check this out. Yeah, just super, super excited to see how the equipment is. And then, yeah, so I guess you're going to get 2 training sessions within one video. I was almost considering just making this its separate video, but I really did not like the sound quality of the last clip that I was going to end off the video of the last film, I guess this video. So I just said, screw it. We're just going to fucking fuse them together, right? In one single video. And then we'll finally end off the video. So I know you just got, you got blessed with a beautiful edit of me training. I say beautiful, it's just a fucking normal training edit. But you're going to get another one. Or actually, you know what? Fuck it. Maybe I'll do a voiceover, change things up. That way you're not just getting hit with 2 different separate training montages. So anyways, let's go in. Let's go check it out. Let's go see if they even let me film. If they don't let me film, you guys are just going to see me again in instantaneous for you. And for me, it'll be like an hour. But anyways, I want to go in. So let's go. Okay, so cool thing about this gym is they have multiple weight rooms. So in here they have, it looks like a deadlift bar. So I could get back into powerlifting I want. And it's literally an isolated room with really good lighting. So it's pretty cool. Bro, I am actually tweaking out. This is so fucking insane. There's so much equipment. Oh my god. Take you away with me.